Hello, welcome to our new podcast. My name is Noah, and I am 16, and I do film studies A level, and I have a big interest in film as well as stuff like music. As you can see, I have a keyboard back here. Uh, I'm much more of uh, a musicy film person uh, than the guy
Definitely.
right
Yeah.
next to me, who is much more of a writing movie
Just
person. Uh, although I
very,
do
very
like writing,
eloquent.
although I do like writing and I do take English, it's not. I love music, but film I'd say is my second favorite thing.
Amazing.
Uh, so yeah, that's me. A tiny bit about me. I'm going to hand us over to Oren, who is
I'm
our
Oren.
film aficionado.
Yeah, I do film. Have been doing film for a, a pretty long while now. Um, I love it. It's everything to me. It's what I want to do. It's what I want to be. So yeah, I mean, I also do English, I do film, and then I do history for a little bit of diversification, but you know what? Film is where it's at, man. Film, I think we can both agree film is
Yes,
is number
and
one.
and it's also something that we both want to do with our lives. Uh, we both want to be directors, screenwriters, and the whole reason for doing this podcast is to share our love of movies, but also looks decent on our CV.
Yeah, get some points on the board.
Get some points on the board.
Yeah, why not?
Um, so yeah, we both know each other because we both go to the same school, and we're the two most annoying people in film studies class.
Everyone hates us. It's really bad.
No, they hate you. They don't hate me because I don't say anything, but he does.
Exactly. I say a lot all the
But
time. That's something you need to know
yes,
about me.
I say we kick this off by we do have stuff planned for this episode, but I would just like to start us off by just doing a top five favorite movies that represent us as people. So people know what we're like. Uh, you know what, Oren, you can start. No
Oh, I
pressure.
yeah, I mean, we didn't really prepare for this. But you know what? Why, full send it. Why not? I'm gonna pick five movies that are different, five movies that mean to me, something to me. Um, yeah, so I guess we'll kick off the list with I'll just I'll kick off the list with There Will Be Blood, which is the movie that I would say made me realize that movies could be more than just entertainment. There Will Be Blood is
Fantastic,
a
fantastic movie.
philosophical journey, and it sticks with you. I'll remember that movie for the rest of my life. So yeah, There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
Noah, you uh
Oh,
you have some movies to share,
yeah.
huh?
I'll do my favorite movie. My favorite movie is 2008, 2001, I think. I might have got the year wrong. Quite embarrassing. But it's a movie called Synecdoche, New York. It's by Charlie Kaufman, who's one of my favorite writers. And although it is quite a sad movie, I believe it really, on my first watch, it was really one of the only movies where I sort of, I paused it. Well, first of all, I let the titles roll because I was just like that at the end.
Yeah,
But 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 when I stopped the film, I really said, that I feel a little bit different. I feel like a different person after what and I've had that with maybe one or two others, which I will mention, but it's such an amazing experience. And I do say this about movies is that there's always a distinction between a movie and an experience. Uh, because you can sit in the cinema and watch a motion picture, or you can be in the motion picture. You can literally be so invested in it that you're literally in the movie. And
yeah,
and There Will Be Blood is another movie which I believe is an experience. Uh,
absolutely. And it's also like It's the Philip Seymour Hoffman, I would say, is the actor for us, right? Like he's the guy.
Yes,
He's Synecdoche, New York, the master.
we
We
both
worship
love.
at his feet.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Not in
The
a
Big
weird way, just
Lebowski
in an
is
admirational way.
so that's my number one. Oren, your number two, please.
Well, I guess for my second pick, I'll go with something that's a bit more of a diversion. I'm gonna go with Dazed and Confused, which is the ultimate rewatchable. That's a movie I can put on anytime, anywhere. I'll feel blissful. I'll feel at home. I'll feel like
Mm.
I'm hanging out with my friends, and it's an amazing movie. Um, it's
It's
a film
part
that, yeah,
sorry, it's part of possibly my favorite movie genre, which is teens go out for the whole day. What happens to them? You know,
yeah,
Dazed and Confused. Another film which I'm going to mention on my top four.
no
And one of my
spoilers.
favorites is La Haine, which is
Yeah,
very similar. Of course, another great one is Do the Right Thing.
yeah,
Very similar vibes. But
yeah.
yes, I love.
This
I think Days
Love the
Confused
genre.
is it's a great pick. But
Yeah.
for my number two, I am going, and this is one that Oren always count. In fact, everyone clowns me for it, but I stick by it. I completely stick by it because I think it is fantastic, and and it's so inspirational, not just for me, but
Here we go.
for TV shows like, for example, Seth Rogen's The Studio, um, and it has possibly the greatest film score of all time, and that is Birdman. It is, I think, flawless. It is so good. And every actor gives a top performance. The score is wild. I actually found it on vinyl a couple of weeks ago. It's very rare, and it's just a movie that I've rewatched with everyone, and they all say it's all right.
I
But
have to say, all power to you, like even in the face of mass ridicule, you stick to your guns, you go with Inarritu all the way. I respect it.
I think that everyone's got a hot take in their top four, something that
Fair
not
enough.
everyone's gonna completely gel with.
Yeah.
Number
Birdman,
three.
I
No,
like
go
Birdman a
on. No,
lot.
yeah,
I like Birdman a lot. Very fun movie, and it's kind of fun and devastating at the same time.
yeah.
Definitely
Which is
the best Inarritu.
I love the balance that movies have between, there's a scale.
Hmm.
If you go all the way to
Tightrope.
the right, you've got like action, entertainment, full on, crazy, just for the money. And on the other hand, you've got the $2 budget art house Romanian 7 hour long Santanago esque
Yeah.
masterpiece. And I think that Birdman is sort of center right. It's very action,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's just such a fun watch, and I
Yeah.
watch for entertainment, and I watch it to be moved.
Great film.
But let's do number three. Let's go.
My my number three, I'll say, I mean, I have to be honest, guys, it's Pulp Fiction. I know
Yeah, hmm
we just said
valid.
Birdman, um, but Pulp Fiction is it's one of the greatest films ever made. You know,
It's pure entertainment.
at a certain point, you have to be honest with yourself and you have to say, you know what, IMDb is right. Pulp Fiction,
Actually, how
really
about
good.
you show everyone your really cool Pulp Fiction Blu-ray?
I
I can
shall, I
see it
shall.
behind you.
Here we go. Let me pull it out.
It's really cool.
This
We
is
both
a
have media collections, which we will show you in one episode. It's so
Pulp Fiction.
nice.
It's beautiful. A beautiful 4K release of Pulp here. Comes with stills and the whole package. It's an amazing
So,
film.
so for me, I don't think I've ever told you this. I've got a really interesting story with Pulp Fiction. Uh,
Really?
I was in the US, and my uncle is an unbelievable movie watcher. He's watched over 4,000 movies. He's got a letterbox. He's ridiculous. He does the Bong Joon-ho routine of waking up every
Yeah.
morning and watching a movie before he goes to work. But I saw this poster in his office for like a movie called Pulp Fiction, and like I was collecting comics at the time, quite a low period of my life, but it popped out at me. I said, "That does look a lot like a comic."
Yeah.
And I talked to my dad, who did sort of 3/4 of the way get me into movies, so I can sort of blame him for that. But
Mhm.
I said, like, there's this Pulp Fiction film. Is it any good? He was like, it's like one of the best movies ever made. How about we
Yeah.
watch it when you get back? Uh, when we get back, and I said, no, I want to watch it tonight. I want to see what it's like. And bear in mind, I wasn't like into movies, and ever
Mhm.
since I watched Pulp Fiction, I have been watching movies. That was
That's,
the
I mean,
first ever movie ever.
yeah, that's like it's a bug, you know. Once you find out about Pulp Fiction, you're set on a journey with it, whether you've seen it or not. Like my parents wouldn't let me see it, for a while, and because it's like, it's a mature movie,
It is,
again.
yes.
But like, um, I found out about it, and then I became obsessed with it for years before I even watched it. So when I finally
Mm.
watched it, it was like, not only is this like amazing and like one of my favorite movies, but it's like maybe my favorite movie. So yeah,
So yeah,
Pulp Fiction.
I mean,
What
it
about
was
you?
my favorite movie for about 5 months, 5 or 6 months
Then
until I
Birdman
watched
came
There
out.
Will Be Blood, actually, and
Okay,
then
cool.
that.
There Will Be Blood.
But
Yeah,
it's such a. I mean, it is basically flawless, Pulp Fiction,
it
from its
is.
soundtrack to it. I
Yeah,
mean, what a soundtrack!
perfectly acted.
Um,
Dialogue is out of this
Amazingly
world.
acted. Yeah,
Direction, perfect. I mean, perfect
really,
movie.
really good,
What
really
else
good
can we say?
movie.
All
For
right,
my
your
number
number.
three,
Yeah,
I'm going to go with one that when I first watched it, I was so shocked by it because I'd never ever seen a movie that has made me feel the same way that this one has. And you're going to agree with me when I say this, but it is 100% Uncut Gems for me at
yeah.
number three. And let me get
Let's
mine. Uncut Gems, my
let's do it.
ladies and gentlemen. Uh,
Perfect
I mean,
movie.
it is shocking. Um,
Yeah,
but I think that the thing that really makes this movie stand out for me is the casting choice of casting Adam Sandler, um, Dina Menzel, Kevin Garnett, right?
KG.
KG, The
Lakeith.
Weeknd, Julia Fox. Like these are people who you do not expect to be acting in a motion picture.
Mm.
Unfortunately, The Weeknd took it a bit too seriously, and then he made
He was
"Hurry Up
inspired.
Tomorrow,"
Yeah,
which was awful. But it's so perfectly written, directed, shot. The score, of course, one of my probably in my top three, maybe even my no, actually no, he is. He is my favorite film composer. Daniel
yeah.
Lopatin, Onyo Tricks Point Never, One Tricks Point Never. I don't care what you call it.
One O Tricks Point Never.
One Tricks Point Never
Sure.
uh, is a genius. And let me another thing that I'm going to bring out my Good Time vinyl. One of the
Let's get a
best
close up
soundtracks
of that
ever
still
made.
right there. Yeah, that's
Bang.
beautiful.
And this is also one of my favorite films of all time as well. I just love
Yeah,
the
it's a great film.
Safdies, and
Yeah,
they will be a core discussion which we will be doing later.
yeah.
But
Next pod.
let's let's do our fourth pick.
My my fourth pick, I decided I need to mix it up. I need to blast it to the past. I'm gonna pick The Third Man from 1949,
Yes,
which is a movie I haven't talked to you too much about.
you haven't talked.
Um,
I will admit I haven't watched it, but I have heard very good things about it.
yeah. Anyway,
So
um,
for my
Third
number
Man,
four,
love it.
yeah, for my number four, um, so my number four and number five is a toss up, but they're two very different movies. But I am going to say my number four, and it is the teen movie where the teens go out for a day, and it is
Yeah.
Greg Araki's Nowhere. It's a film where when I paused it, well, I had to pause it on many occasions, as you will probably know. Someone is at the front door. Okay, thanks, Alexa. Uh, but when I first watched Nowhere, I was first a little bit disgusted, as I think most people are when they first watch it. But it is so vibrant, very, very colorful movie. And I know you haven't seen it yet, but we are going to see it soon.
Hmm.
Um, but it is just it's decently written, quite poorly acted, right? But
Making the
it,
case.
but but it doesn't matter because it's again it's an experience. It's a vibe. This one's less an experience, more a vibe, I'd say.
Right.
It just gets you into the mood, really. So that's my number
I'm looking
four.
forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
And your last one?
My last pick, I could really pick anything, you know. I have 85 movies I'm looking at right now. I could pick anything.
Okay.
But I I feel like so far genre has not really been represented that much, like genre filmmaking. And I feel like you're gonna pick one of my all-time favorites as your next pick. So I'm gonna go with The Shining. I think The Shining is the best horror movie of all time. I think it's a masterpiece, you know. Best Jack Nicholson performance, one of Kubrick's best films. Um,
I think
the
it's
best
Jack
Stephen King.
Nicholson's second best performance. I think his best performance is in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Haven't
Uh,
seen.
it's The Shining is it's a
Yeah.
classic.
Shelley
And
Duvall, you
Shelley
know,
Duvall gives one of the
R.I.P.
best. I mean, R.I.P. And apparently, she cried so much during that movie
Yeah.
that her tear ducts broke. She
She had
had
to
to
be
go to the
taken to the
doctor.
hospital.
Exactly.
Yeah. Kubrick,
So he
you know,
he was a perfectionist,
he's a
uh,
demanding guy.
a very demanding guy. But
Yeah.
for
Yeah. Why
my
don't you
number
finish us
five,
off?
yeah, for my number five, I think you know what I'm going to pick. Do you want to say it?
Is it, d does it start with an M?
Yes, it
Let's
does.
do it. Let's do it.
My number five pick, and genuinely my favorite director of all time,
Yep.
is Mulholland Drive.
Genius.
I have it there, but I'm
Genius.
not. I'm not going back out
Show
to
and
get
tell's
it.
over.
But the thing is, this is the catch. When I first watched it, I did not like it. And I think that it is something that happens to everyone because his brothers watched it and he hasn't he's not he hasn't really liked it. When
Mhm.
you first watched Mulholland Drive, what did you think? Were you immediately said that's a 5-star movie?
I mean, my thing with Mulholland Drive was it was part of like a David Lynch run I did 2 years ago where I hadn't seen any of his movies and I just watched all of it in Twin Peaks that one year. So I was already decently into his catalog. I had seen some of the more difficult works. Um, but it was always kind of like it was always kind of not quite there for me. The first few movies I watched and I was like, I don't really know. Like I don't get it. And then Mulholland Drive comes along, and to me, that's the central piece to the puzzle. Like that's the movie that connects
Yeah,
it all. It's the it's the culmination of something very, very special. And I didn't totally get it the first time, but then I kind of like boiled it over in my mind. I bought the 4K, I rewatched it when he died, and I was just like, yeah, this is a this is one of the five greatest movies ever made.
it's a masterpiece. And
Perfect.
and
Yeah,
and and in my opinion, it really is flawless. Um,
I would agree.
and the reason why I haven't put it at number one or number two or number three is purely for the fact that I believe that David Lynch's movies need a list of its own. Because again, I
Mm.
regard them as the seminal experience. For example, one of the best experiences that I ever had in my life is watching Inland Empire for the first time. I loved that movie, but it wouldn't even be in my top 100 because I don't even regard it as a movie because it is such an experience that it might as well just be in an art gallery.
Mm.
It's such a
Or torture
visceral
chamber.
experience, or torture chamber.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we got that
Yeah.
out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the main topic of this episode.